Hi everyone, Matt back for more photo news and reviews. Today I want to tell you about a new announcement from Pocket Wizard. Now I have to say I am a huge Pocket Wizard fan. I own Pocket Wizard Plus 2s, Plus 3s and TTs. I have like 15 or 20 of the Plus 3s. They're just fantastic. I'm a big fan and I recommend them to people if you're using off-camera flash. They're just absolutely bulletproof and the range simply cannot be beaten. And all of these guys are backwards and forwards compatible over their 20 years of making triggers. So they've finally released, well not finally, but they've released the new entry-level model, which is aimed at people who don't need all of the whiz-bang features of the Plus 3, and now it's under $100. No one that I've heard of has questioned the quality and reliability of Pocket Wizards, but some people can't justify the cost. So this new one is going to be called the Plus X. It looks like it's pretty much exactly the same form factor as the Plus 3. It may be a tad smaller, probably a bit lighter, but the same sort of form factor. Like the Plus 2, it's not going to have an LCD screen, but it still has a lot more features than this one, and it's a lot cheaper than the Plus 2 used to be, which has now been replaced by the Plus 3. So the Plus X is 10 channels. It's got a dial on it that you can turn around to change each of the channels. It's got the test button and it has an LED to let you know about your battery power. That was a big pain on the Plus 2. It didn't let you know about battery power. The new one has a little multi-segment battery indicator on the LCD, which is great. You don't want to have one die halfway through the shoot and have no visual indication. So this new one has a 3-color LED that'll tell you if it's good, going down, or almost about to die, so at least you can get the batteries out and change them over. The channel dial is backlit. It's, you know, whatever, it still doesn't have the screen though. It's got an internal antenna like this one rather than the big pokey outy one. It slides on sideways on top of your camera just like the Plus 3, so you don't block, you know, seeing your subject when you look up from your camera. It still auto senses and it's still compatible with all of these old guys. So if you have Plus 2s, Plus 3s and TTs, you can get the Plus X as a cheap extra ones to just add in where you just need a simple, you know, repeater or whatever, and it's going to be fully compatible with them. Fantastically, it does still have the same range and same speed as the Plus 2 and the Plus 3. So really what you're losing out over the Plus 3 is it doesn't have the LCD screen, it doesn't have the groups, the 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it's limited to to 10 channels instead of the higher number that the Plus 3 has. But for most people, that's going to be plenty, to be honest. It still lets you sync up to 1/250th or 1/500th if you're using a leaf shutter. You can still trigger your camera with it. 10 channels is great for most situations. Is not that often other than when I'm running a workshop where I want more than 10 channels so all the different participants can have their own channel. If you're at just about any event, you're not likely to have more than 9 other people using Pocket Wizards who you need to worry about stealing their channel. And to come in at under $100 and still have compatibility with everything else, the same range, the same speed, I think it's a great thing. To be honest, when the Plus 2 went to the Plus 3 and added a whole bunch of features, I was still happy to see the price go down. The price for people who, it's a funny one. When you get started, most people buy the cheap, shitty ones. If they get into it, most people do, then they quickly realize, oh, I need something that's actually reliable, and then these are the gold standard. But being at that $150 mark for the Plus 3 per piece, and you need at least 2, it's prohibitive for some people. So I'm really happy to see them offering this lower entry point step for people who don't need all of the features but still want that reliability, because as I say, as you get up through the different ranks of your shooting and you go from just shooting with friends or whatever on weekends to a job where you really care about the results, or it's a commercial job where you need to nail the results, having missed shots or patchy reception or that kind of thing becomes a major issue, and having rock solid reliability counts. Now I'm speaking ahead of having ever tested it. I'm basing that on every Pocket Wizard I've ever owned being 100% rock solid and never hearing bad reports about them. But I will get a hold of one of these Pocket Wizard X's to test it out and make sure that it is working perfectly with everything and that the quality is there. So stay tuned. Please click to like and subscribe, and you can jump over to thatnikonguy.com to sign up to our mailing list. Thanks. I'll see you soon with more photo news and reviews.